What is up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be going over everything we know so far about Chapter 5 Season 4. This season is starting in 2 days, and we do know a lot of info already about it. As always, if you guys do find this video interesting, informative, helpful, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below what you think of these changes and what you're most looking forward to. The thing we know the most about is actually going to be the map, which is, I think, pretty exciting. We got 3 new POIs along with other changes to the map as well. So we have this Raft Prison replacing Pleasant Piazza. We have Doomstat replacing Lavish. Lavish Layer is going to be gone, and now it's replaced by this kind of like city-ish looking area called Doomstat. Classy Courts will be changed into Doom's Court. However, the main building at Classy Court still remains. You can actually see it just fine in the trailer. It's just that the tennis court section of Classy was changed into some Dr. Doom themed area. And then also Castle Doom is going to be on the top right area of the map, basically above and to the right of Classy Courts. And we actually got to look at the entire Fortnite map today for Chapter 5 Season 4. So you can see on here that like all these POIs are where I said they're going to be. And we can also get a look at like what's going to stay. It seems like the green water in the underworld biome is staying. A lot of the POIs added from last season in the desert biome are staying. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these areas get changes though. So like Nitrodrome, for example, I would be surprised if that POI is exactly as it is now next season. Like the POI itself will still be there, but I could see a world where it's like abandoned or kind of broken down, things of that nature. So while we get these 3 main POIs in the areas I talked about, there's likely going to be other minor map changes around the map as well. That's just kind of usually how it goes. The biggest thing to talk about, I think, with Season 4 is going to be the potential mythic items, because there's a lot of them, and we did get a look at them in the trailer. The first is going to be Dr. Doom's mythic. You can see him use it in the trailer. Captain America's shield, you can also see footage of in the trailer. The Shiri mythic seems like it's going to be a melee item that we get, again, a look at in the trailer. War Machine's arsenal and jetpack is also featured in the trailer. Iron Man's repulsor is in the trailer as well. You see the Gwenpool skin using it. A lot of people think the Mysterio NPC is going to have a mythic that makes clones of himself, because I think that's part of that character's power. And in the trailer, you can actually see when they get him out of the prison room that there's several different versions of him. So that may or may not be true. And then it's also likely that we may see some returning mythics from the past Marvel season, like Wolverine Claws seems like it's going to be back as the Pilverine Claws, and there may be others as well. At this point in time, we don't really know exactly how the mythics will be obtained. I would expect them to be obtained by some bosses on the map, but also in the last Marvel season, there was like planes that would crash that you could get mythics from. And today, Fortnite did post this image that people think is like a pod that you're going to be able to get mythics from. This isn't confirmed whether or not this is the case, but this may be like where you end up getting the Iron Man repulsor mythic from these pods. And depending on where it lands, will like change up where you need to go to get the mythic item. But it seems like we are going to be getting a lot of mythic items in Season 4, which is kind of to be expected with it being a Marvel season. As far as loot pool changes go, we do have like a decent idea of some weapons we'll be seeing. There was a new shotgun that was kind of teased in the trailer. You see a character holding it, and this is definitely a new shotgun. It's not the combat shotgun, and it's not the hammer pump. In the trailer, we also got to look at the dual SMGs. This is something that has been leaked and rumored for quite some time. And while the dual SMGs are being shown in the trailer, in the background, there are also cluster clingers going off. That you can see and hear. So I expect cluster clingers to be returning to the game, unfortunately. One kind of weapon that is debated on whether or not it will return is going to be the return of the Scar and the regular AR. These are weapons that you can currently use in Reload, but in the trailer there were characters holding them. And sometimes an item being shown in the trailer means it's coming to the game. I think oftentimes that's the case. But there are people maybe making the argument that like it's just a trailer and it doesn't matter. But I expect these weapons to be added to the game if they were shown in the trailer. If Fortnite didn't want to put these in the game, or like there's many weapons that they could have used these characters holding in the trailer. You know what I mean? Like they went out of their way to use these weapons. So I think they will return. The Stark rifle is another one that you can see a character holding in the trailer, and this is an iconic weapon from the past Marvel season. It hasn't been in the game since, and I think it's definitely returning. If they weren't going to bring back the Stark rifle, I feel like you just don't put characters holding it in the trailer. It's as simple as that. Like, why would you get people's hopes up? If you guys didn't play in the last Marvel season, this is basically the pulse rifle. If you've played when the pulse rifle was in the game, you know what it is. If you haven't played with the pulse rifle, you can actually use it in creative. But it's basically two weapons in one, where it has a fast fire rate when you hip fire it, but when you aim down sights, it has a slower fire rate, but more damage. So you can kind of pick and choose which weapon you want depending on the situation. If you're close range, you can hip fire it and basically have like an SMG. And then if you're longer range, you can aim in and basically have like a hard hitting single shot AR. So it's a very versatile weapon. It's also a very fun weapon to use because you can kind of pick and choose what weapon you want based on whether or not you're aiming. And I fully expect this to be a part of the game since it was shown in the trailer, and it is a fan favorite item from the past Marvel season. It just makes a lot of sense, you know. Also, it was previously leaked that the Striker Burst AR and Super Launch Pads would be a part of Chapter 5 Season 4, and this may turn out to be false, but this post was like several weeks before we had the trailer or anything, and there were other items from this post that ended up coming to the game, like the dual SMGs and the return of the Wolverine claws in the form of them being Peelverine claws. So I wouldn't be surprised if these items come to the game, the return of the Striker Burst AR, and then whatever a Super Launchpad is, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they end up not returning, since we didn't see them in the trailer and we haven't seen them in any other footage, you know? And then there likely will be other changes to the loot pool as well. This is just the information that we have now based on the trailer and other leaks. For Battle Pass skins, we actually have knowledge of every single Battle Pass skin that will be a part of the season. We have the Gwenpool skin, War Machine, which is like the black and silver Iron Man, Peelverine, which is the peely Wolverine, Emma Frost, Captain Jonesy, Mysterio, Shuri, and then the Doctor Doom will be the secret skin for next season, allegedly. That is a look at this season's Battle Pass, and I think a lot of people are going to like this Battle Pass, even if you aren't a fan of Marvel. There's a lot of characters that people will probably enjoy using just from this pass. And then some other miscellaneous changes that we know about is going to be that reload mode is staying. For some reason, it's been confusing to people whether or not this would be returning. But reload mode is not going anywhere, and Fortnite Competitive did tease that there will be reload cash cups next season. And then we may also see some potential changes to the reload map, because it was previously leaked and rumored that the desert biome would be coming to reload. And with us getting a new BR season, or maybe throughout the course of next season, they end up adding that biome to the reload map. Just them, you know, keeping it around and adding cash cups for it definitely seems like enough people are interested in playing it that Epic is going to keep it around and keep developing content for it. Another big question I've seen from a lot of players is, will cars be in next season? So I would have assumed yes anyways, because cars were not added in Season 3. Cars have been in the game since the Chapter 2 Season 3, which was in summer 2020. So it has been 4 years of having cars in the game. I did not expect them to go anywhere. Car mods, you know, might be not returning, or, you know, they might vault some of the car mods, like maybe they vault the turrets and like the spiked bumpers, but leave the tire mods and the cow catcher, something like that I could see happening. I don't expect cars to be as impactful next season as they were this season, but they're not going anywhere. And from images that Fortnite posted kind of teasing the new POIs, there was a G-Wagon that was actually golden in there. And then I think someone spotted a Whiplash as well in these teasers. So it was, I think, an automatic yes. Like, there was no doubt in my mind that cars would be in next season, but even the art that Fortnite has posted for the POIs had cars at them. So it definitely seems like cars will be returning next season. I don't think boss cars will, and I don't think they'll be as big of a deal next season as they were this. They'll probably be more for transportation, like how they were in the past. Also, next season will have Fortnitemares. It will October. The Fortnitemares holiday event will be happening during Chapter 5 Season 4. And then one final kind of speculation I want to talk about is the potential for some Season 3 bosses to remain on the map and their mythics stay in the game. I don't think the medallions will, and we don't know anything about medallions for next season. I expect them to still be a part of the game, though. It just seems like something they're doing consistently for Chapter 5. I would be very happy if there's no medallions next season, but I kind of expect them to be a part of the game. But either way, I think we could see the bosses stay on the map and still have their mythic item if you duel them, kind of like what we have in Season 3 with Cerberus still being at Grim Gate. And then the Oscar NPC was at Classy Courts that you could duel for his mythic auto shotgun. So I wouldn't be surprised if like the machinist is still at the rig and maybe you can duel her for her combat AR, or, you know, Megalodon for his combat shotgun. We'll see if that ends up happening, but it's already been something they did for, you know, going from Season 2 to 3. And I think it would make a decent amount of sense because I think them doing it for Season 3 was mostly positively received and people liked being able to get some of those older weapons still. But that is going to be it for what we know about Season 4. Let me know down in the comments below what you're most excited to see in Season 4. And if you guys did enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.